Clack, clack, clack. Clack, clack, clack. I can't play action games. I'm not for them, they're not for me. I don't remember how to play this game at all. Oh, I don't have a gun. Oh my gosh, he's still alive. Oh wait, no, is he dead? What the crap just happened? Oh my gosh!
Mission in Section F.
What the crap? Oh my gosh! Oh jeez! I didn't know that was gonna bother you so much. It's because I killed your boyfriend, huh? That feels good. That is fun. I'm lacking some serious brain functionality.
christiangeekcentral.com.
Hey, I'm Peter Franson from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions, continuing my reactions to the various events and reveals at E3 2018. This time I'm talking about the Ubisoft press conference. I've become a big fan of Ubisoft's open world games, specifically like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Within the last year, 2 or 3 years, I've really started to enjoy that formula in those games a lot. So I was really looking forward to this show. Now, I made some jaded predictions and unrealistic wishes, so let's go through those and see which ones came true and which ones didn't. Jaded predictions, just 2 of them. First, Ubisoft will have no single-player focused experiences in the showcase this year, apart from a possible large expansion to Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, that prediction video went. As it was uploading, I got the news about the leak for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I was like, crap, but I just let the thing upload anyway, you know. So this obviously did not come true, but above and beyond that, there really were a number of other games that, even though they might have had a multiplayer component, some of them were also strongly single-player offerings. It was really surprising, though, that they decided to do another Assassin's Creed this year. I really thought that they were really going for, like, games as a live service kind of model with the Assassin's Creed series, with the DLC they were offering, with the kind of like respawning missions that you can take on in that game. I thought there would be 2 years between releases, but I guess we're going back to the annual schedule for releases. I'll get to my thoughts on Assassin's Creed Odyssey in just a few minutes. My second prediction is that they will hold my attention with hopes that the Division 2 will be changed from the first so that it plays just like Ghost Recon Wildlands, but then quickly dash those hopes and make it clear it's once again an MMO in disguise. This one did come true. I don't know that my hopes were high that the Division 2 would be changed that much, but I thought, boy, Ghost Recon Wildlands was a big success. Would they have time to massage the gameplay to make the Division 2 be a little bit more like Ghost Recon Wildlands? Specifically, I would have liked some AI, controlled companions to go with me so that I wouldn't have to play with other real people, but that was really an unrealistic hope. So anyway, yeah, my hopes were definitely dashed. It is once again an MMO in disguise. My wishes include, number 1, Watch Dogs 3 will be announced for spring of 2019 and will no longer feature any time-sensitive puzzles. There was no mention of the Watch Dogs franchise at all, I don't think. So that absolutely did not come true. My second wish was that there would be an announcement for a Ghost Recon Wildlands sequel that would be coming in spring 2019. Nope. Also, I don't think any mention of Ghost Recon Wildlands. My third wish, and this was way out in left field, it was for a new open-world franchise based on the Terminator. Oh, they're the company that could totally do it, but it didn't happen. I didn't think it would. After I posted that video, including my wishes, I realized, oh man, there's something I would really like that maybe is even possible, but I didn't think to include it in my wish list at the time. I've recently finished Far Cry 5 and discovered that once you finish the campaign, the kind of roaming cultists that just randomly appear and are wandering around in the world, they are all gone once you beat the final boss. And that was kind of one of the crazy fun things about that world, is just randomly, coming upon and being attacked by cultists and stuff. And so to be going around and doing all the extra stuff stuff after the main game and not have those guys jumping at me and coming out of nowhere or whatever, that's it takes some life out of that game in a major way. And so I know that a lot of Far Cry 5 fans really want this feature to be added in so that people can turn those roaming cultists back on. I thought, with all the guys, they had like several different people representing games coming out just to talk about basically an update that's coming. And I thought for sure, we haven't seen all the DLC for Far Cry 5. I thought for sure we would have the Far Cry 5 guys come out, talk up the next DLC briefly, and then maybe that would be the time where they could say, hey, and we know you've been asking for this, here's an update, da-da-da-da. And it would just take them like less than 30 seconds to say anything about it, and then they could go on their way. And that would be a nice treat for Far Cry 5 players, but alas, did not happen. What did happen was still a conference that I enjoyed overall, I think. It didn't have anything that left me really excited, but I still saw a lot that I liked. Now, despite recoiling in disgust whenever I see anthropomorphic talking animals, Beyond Good and Evil 2 was shown to be an open world, or you might call it an open galaxy game, bringing Ubisoft's open world strengths to outer space for what I think might be the first time. I know that there was some openness in I think like the second half of the original Beyond Good and Evil, but nothing like, as I understand it, what Ubisoft is now known for in their open world games. So I'm excited to see that formula brought into space. I can probably put up with some talking animals to at least give it a try. Likewise, Starlink has me interested, despite my hesitance to do anything with toys to life. This is a game where you're a space fighter pilot, and they show you having like a toy that you attach to your controller, and it's modular, so you can add things onto your little toy space fighter and stuff, and it changes what happens in the game or what your fighter is equipped with in the game or something. I'm not really clear on the details. In fact, there's a whole lot more about this game that I want to understand. What is this game exactly? How is it played? I was surprised that they didn't go into more detail about those kinds of things, or given kind of a little bit of a demo where they talk as they play through it, given that it releases this October 16th. So that seemed a little strange to me. It seemed like in some cases they went with quantity of games representation rather than quality of getting into them. But maybe they're going to release some information over this week of E3 that will answer some of those questions. That's really what I'm hoping. The Crew 2 was off my radar before this press conference, but when I learned that the reason it was off my radar to begin with was I found out that cars and vehicles don't become destroyed after hitting the ground from high altitudes. In this open world vehicle kind of traveling racing game, you can switch on the fly, literally, from one vehicle type to another. So like a plane, you can turn it into a car, and you can do that from really high altitudes. Thing is, when your car falls from high altitudes, it isn't destroyed like it would be realistically. There also aren't any civilians walking around that I need to avoid and dodge, So when I found those two things to be the case, I kind of lost interest in the series, because for me it's the wacky craziness of accidentally hitting people who fly away unrealistically like ragdolls, or seeing my vehicle get slowly destroyed through my, crappy driving. Those are the things that provide a lot of fun for me in open world driving situations. But seeing the game footage again, more game footage for it, I kind of started feeling attracted to it again, and I began to suspect that maybe I don't need those elements to be present to still have a really good time. The Crew 2 releases in it's like just days from now, around the corner. June 21st is when it releases. So while I may not buy it right away, I will be watching lots of reviews and giving that game careful attention and consideration. I mean, open world driving and flying where I can, or boating or whatever, where I can switch between vehicle types literally on the fly with world-bending Inception-style mechanics, which they showed last year, but I don't think this year, where like the whole world can kind of suddenly tip up at a 90-degree angle, just crazy stuff, So all that kind of stuff, I'm just like, this just looks like crazy fun. I mean, it sounds like a great way to just kind of chill out at the end of the day. Finally came the trailer and demo for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, I've really become a fan of the Assassin's Creed series. I really especially like the changes made in Assassin's Creed Origins. I was getting sick of some of the timed and insta-fail missions that the series had previously, and so I actually quit playing it right around the beginning of Black Flag. So I really liked what they did with Origins. I've been really enjoying my time with that game. But I'm like less than halfway through Assassin's Creed Origins. So I mean, I don't need another Assassin's Creed game anytime soon. But I'm still interested in this one. I mean, the fact that they're keeping the RPG systems and taking them even further by offering dialogue trees now, that was welcome news to me. But I didn't, strangely enough, see any stealth assassination gameplay. It just felt like a third-person action RPG with maybe light fantasy elements, with an emphasis on the action of action RPG in the style of maybe kind of 300 even. I'm guessing that in this demo they just wanted to play up the inspiration they were taking from movies like 300 and keep the demo pretty combat heavy, but still not seeing stealth in the demo was weird for Assassin's Creed. Either way, I'm enjoying even the non-stealth aspects of Assassin's Creed Origins, and it's good to know that I can get the same itches scratched by a new game immediately after I finish Origins. Ubisoft is usually good for providing some philosophical ideas to talk about or reflect on. In my reaction to their press event last year, I pointed to their repeated declaration of their own diversity and inclusiveness, which they put at the beginning of every Assassin's Creed game, and I also commented on the influences of Hinduism being displayed in the game Beyond Good and Evil 2, as we've seen it so far, and the influence of Hinduism, I suspect, within Ubisoft itself as a company and the people who are running it and making decisions. This year had almost nothing like the philosophical elements that were present in last year's show. But one nugget I picked up on in the new Beyond Good and Evil 2 footage was when a hero character said, "Gods protect us," implying the dominance of polytheism in Earth's distant future. So I asked myself, well, that's interesting. Are we heading toward polytheism? Or is it monotheism? Or is it atheism that we're heading toward? As believers, we can look in Scripture and see that eventually Jesus will physically return and usher in a kingdom that, when all is said and done, will be undeniably monotheistic. But, my question is, where are we headed in the meantime as a culture at large? I think in Western, at least pop culture, artistic culture and stuff like that, movies, film, TV and music and all those kinds of things, that in those areas we may be heading toward polytheism, but I think I've actually seen even more of a pull toward pantheism, where God is synonymous with creation, meaning that everything and everyone is sort of a part of God. But polytheism does have some emotional appeal to people, I think, because it allows us to kind of affirm multiple religious beliefs and avoid stepping on anyone's toes. And sensitivity and like this kind of uber tolerance that redefines the word tolerance is really prevalent today and highly valued. So I can see why polytheism of some form would have some appeal. The problem is that form of polytheism is really more like relativism rather than belief in an absolute pantheon of gods. In any case, I think it's a good idea for us as Christians to become familiar with the beliefs of those around us, the beliefs that are gaining popularity, understanding their origins and why they are found appealing by those who believe in them, and also examining them closely enough to understand how and where they break down logically, so that if we have the opportunity, if we've invested in someone's life, if we have enough of a voice in their life that our words can have some weight with them, then we'll have the knowledge and understanding to lovingly, with God's help, bring some truth to someone that we know who is maybe caught up in some broken and self-destructive beliefs about who God is and who they were made to be. In summary, I was pretty happy with this show. Like Bethesda, it didn't feel as informative as I wanted and didn't grant some of my wishes, but it gave me some things to check out that look kind of cool that I want to see more closely, which I plan to do in the next few days and then share the results with you guys. For those curious, I am going to talk about Square Enix, but since their showcase was kind of a bust, which I'll mention when I talk about Square Enix, I want to take some time to look at the other videos that they are planning to put up throughout this week. Next up will be my reactions to Sony's show for PlayStation. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Death Stranding and Spider-Man and the other stuff that they have planned, so I hope you'll come back and see my reactions to that. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Let's begin.
Burn, ungodly filth!
What do you want? To make you ours or to make you despair? Spirit Blade Productions presents
Do you have any idea how much I will make you suffer? The horrific agony that I will inflict.
Spirit Blade Dark Ritual.
Hell will be a refuge for you when I'm finished.
For more information, visit spiritblade.com.